not be more excited that we have gotten to the first day of 2021. It's a new decade if you start a new decade from one. I really wanted to upload a video that could help you guys start the new year on a good note. This may seem simple, but I want to share 5 healthy breakfast recipes, starting your day, the first meal of your day on a good note, having a good healthy breakfast that makes you feel great. It can make such a difference in your day, and as the days keep going on, it can make a big difference in your year. We can try to have a better year, and I just want to start it on a good note. These recipes that I'm going to share with you guys today are actually from my new ebook, which is out today. I'm so excited. I've always wanted to have a recipe book dedicated to breakfast recipes, because if you've been watching my channel for a long time, you'll know that I love breakfast. I love breakfast foods more than any other kind of meal or recipe. So my ebook is called Just Breakfast. All of the recipes in my ebook are dairy-free, gluten-free, wheat-free, soy-free. Most of them are vegan, but I do have alternatives in my book for things that are not vegan. More than 50 healthy breakfast recipes. Oatmeal, there's overnight oats, there's eggs, there's pancakes, there's waffles, there's muffins, breakfast bowls, there's mueslis, there's breakfast bread, breakfast cookies. Whether you just want to get healthier this year, or you want to lose weight, or you want to get into better shape, I think that these recipes can help you to achieve your goals. You can get my new ebook, Just Breakfast, on my blog. I will link that below for you. So let's just get started. Enough talking for now. 5 easy to make healthy breakfast recipes. This first recipe is my orange chocolate overnight oats recipe. It's very easy to make. I add half a cup of rolled oats to a jar with 2 teaspoons of chia seeds. Then you can add 1 to 2 teaspoons of cocoa powder, depending on how dark you like your chocolate, some cinnamon, and then I usually use cold water for overnight oats, but for this one I like to use hot water. Half a cup of that, mix it a bit, and then I'm adding 1 teaspoon of maple syrup and the juice from 1 orange. This is my favorite new thing to do. It doesn't matter if you get a few pieces of the orange in there. And then some raw almonds, a handful of that, or about 1/8 of a cup. Then you can cover that and store it in the fridge overnight, or about 8 hours roughly, and then the next day your overnight oats will be ready. It's ready to eat just like that, or you can add any toppings you want to if you want to, but you don't need them. I'm adding a small amount of unsweetened coconut yogurt, and then I'm slicing up some fresh orange to have on top too, and that's a simple, easy to make breakfast. It feels pretty fancy though. Next one is my breakfast at the tropics smoothie. I'm adding 1 ripe banana to a blender with 1 cup of frozen pineapple pieces and also half a cup of frozen mango pieces. Of course, you can use all fresh fruit if you want to, but I usually find that frozen fruit is more affordable and it's perfect for a smoothie. Then I'm using 3/4 of a cup of unsweetened coconut yogurt. You can use any kind of plain yogurt that you like. I'm just using a coconut one. I sometimes like to add 1 tablespoon of almond butter, but the smoothie works just as well without it. It adds a little bit of a nutty flavor and it helps to make it more filling. And then I add 1/4 of a cup of water. Always start with less water and then add more as you go, and some ice cubes, blend it up. I love to keep the smoothie really thick and creamy and frozen like that. So the frozen fruit really helps with that, and adding less water helps a lot. And that's it. It's very simple, one of my favorites. This is my magic apple waffle recipe. You can use it for pancakes too. I add half a cup of rolled oats to a blender with half a cup of unsweetened applesauce and also 2 eggs with some cinnamon. Blend it up and pour the batter into a heated waffle maker. It's that easy. For a vegan option, you can use half a cup of rolled oats, half a cup of unsweetened applesauce, and 2 tablespoons of almond milk or another milk that you prefer, and just blend that up, and that's it. I like to cook these waffles for about double the time of regular waffles. They just take a little bit longer to cook, but they're really good. And that's really quick. And when they're done, I'm slicing up some apples to use as a topping, some apple slices, fresh raspberries, maple syrup. Love the maple syrup. Some peanut butter too. You can use any toppings you like. Maple syrup is definitely my favorite.
Those necessities make everything alright. Forget the pain, I know I'll be okay. Feel the champagne, colored glasses again. We're on our way, I see us now.
This is a very easy to make spinach and feta frittata, but it's really good. I will also tell you how to make it vegan. I add a small amount of cooking oil spray to a pan with some baby spinach, a big handful amount of that. And I start cooking that on the stove. You can just let it wilt before you add it to the other ingredients, you'll see. I'm whisking 2 eggs into a bowl with a fork. For a vegan option, you can use any egg replacer that can be used to make a vegan scramble. Just use the equivalent of 2 eggs. Then I'm using vegan feta cheese because I don't eat dairy, but you can use dairy feta too. You can use any kind of cheese that you prefer. I just like this vegan feta one. I'm using about 30 grams of this in this recipe. So I roughly chop that up and then I add it to the bowl with the egg, and then I add some salt and pepper. And once the spinach is starting to cook on the stove and it's wilted, I'm going to add that to the bowl with the other ingredients and just mix it up quickly. Then I pour it back into the pan, get it on the stove again, cover the pan with a lid, and let it cook on the one side. Once the first side is cooked, I flip it. My trick is to use 2 spatulas instead of 1 so that the frittata doesn't break. It really works. I'm going to have some toast on the side, so I put some bread in the toaster. And then when the frittata is ready, when it's cooked on the other side, I'm just serving it on a plate. You can have whatever side you like. Sometimes I add a bit of fresh spinach on the side, some tomato sauce or ketchup, and some toast. That's how I like to eat it. This is very simple, but it's really, really good. It's perfect for if you love to have a savory breakfast, and you can easily make it dairy-free and vegan too. I've showed you guys quite a few muffin recipes on my blog and YouTube channel before, but this is a new one. This is my classic recipe for oat, banana, raisin, and nut muffins. You can use eggs if you want to, but here in this video, I'm going to show you how to make a vegan alternative. You can mix 2 tablespoons of chia seeds into a small bowl with 6 tablespoons of water. Just leave it to soak for a few minutes, or instead of that, you can just use 2 regular eggs. In that case, just whisk 2 eggs in a bowl with a fork and set it aside for now. Next, I'm adding 2 cups of rolled oats to a blender, and I'm blending that up to make an oat flour. Or you can just use 2 cups of store-bought oat flour if you have that. It's very easy to make the oat flour though at home. And you can add that to a mixing bowl once it's blended, and then add a 1/4 cup of rolled oats that have been left whole. Then you can add 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and a pinch of salt. Mix those together. Then I'm roughly chopping up some raw walnuts, enough to fill 1/3 of a cup. You can also use almonds here if you want to instead of the walnuts. And then after that, I'm adding 1/3 of a cup of raisins to the bowl as well, and just mixing that all together. Then I'm setting those dry ingredients aside. The vegan egg replacement that we made with the chia seeds should be soaked and ready by now. So I'm going to add that to a separate bowl. Or if you just wanted to do the regular eggs, you can just add your 2 whisked eggs in right now. Then I'm adding a 1/4 cup of almond milk. You can use any milk you prefer. I like to use almond milk. A 1/4 cup of maple syrup, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then I'm molding some coconut oil, enough for 1/3 of a cup. I just melt that in the microwave and then measure out 1/3 of a cup to the bowl. And then you can mix all of those together. After that, I cut up some ripe bananas. I cut up enough to fill 2 cups. I slice them and then I halve those slices, and it takes about 3 medium bananas to fill 2 cups. You can mix the banana pieces into the rest of the ingredients in that bowl, and then I'm adding all of those ingredients to the bowl with the dry ingredients. Just mix it up. And I've lined some muffin trays with some muffin papers. If you don't want to use muffin papers, you can instead just grease your muffin trays with some extra coconut oil. I'm using about a heaped tablespoon of batter at a time to spoon the batter into the muffin trays. This recipe will make about 18 to 24 muffins. And when they're filled, you can add the trays, you can put them into a preheated oven. I bake them at 360 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 180 degrees Celsius, for about 20 minutes. You'll know when they're ready when you can pierce the muffin with a sharp knife and it comes out mostly clean. That's how you know when they're done. And I also forgot to remove the three remaining muffin papers from the tray, as you can see, so those got baked too. And once the muffins are baked, you can remove them from the oven and leave them to cool. I like to have a few for breakfast with peanut butter and some fresh berries or fresh banana slices. It's a great breakfast to meal prep, and you can just grab a few in the morning and go. I like to make the muffins small enough to fit whole into the toaster, and then I just pop them in the toaster really quickly when I want to heat them up in the morning, and I put the peanut butter on top afterwards. It's really yummy. Once all of the muffins are cooled down, I just store them in an airtight container, put them in the fridge. I store whatever I'll eat for the next 2 to 3 days out of the fridge, and then the rest I'll keep them in the fridge, and then I'll pop them in the toaster, heat them up when I want to eat them in the morning. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you love these recipes. You can get my new ebook, Just Breakfast, on my blog. I will link that below for you. I really spent a lot of time trying to make sure the photos and the imagery in the book is beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful, it's aesthetic, it's got lots of delicious, healthy recipes, so I'm very excited about this one. I also have a new Instagram that I'm starting today. It's just going to be purely based for health and fitness and recipe and food-based things. I'm going to link that below for you. It's brand new today. It's called Fit by Liesel. I will link that below. My other Instagram is Liesel Jane. I want to help you guys have a better year and get motivated, get inspiration. So this is where I'm going to be posting a lot of that kind of content. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And that's it for now. I will see you guys in the next video very soon. I got some videos lined up for January. So there'll be more videos soon. I will see you then.